Oh, Hashem, please help me find the words to say the things so that we can end this session in a much better place than I feel right now. Medicine's kicking in. Medicine, what kind of medicine do you take? Oh, 10 milligram gummies from the marijuana dispensary. I wouldn't really call it experimenting with marijuana, but actually using it as medicine, which is like spiritual medicine, which is like way more fucked up than using it for emotional medicine. Because it does both at the same time, and it's like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. Like, oh fuck. Everyone's gonna find out. What the fuck do I do? First, think what it is that you're worried about people figuring out. Oh fuck, what I am, dude. That's just like, I got a thing with like accepting it. What does a Jew for Jesus believe? Because I'm kind of curious on their perspective of the resurrection. Or I mean, at least the second coming. And the Moshiach, for that matter. Shit. Sorry, Uncle Jesus. Right. He was the Moshiach for his age. That's right. He just wasn't the one that they were looking for. Oh, I get it. Because he was going to take their power away. That's why they didn't like him. Oh, shit. Oh, which is why there are advocates that pretend to be for the Moshiach, but don't want Moshiach because of what Moshiach represents. It's a power thing. In Talmud, one of the pillars of Talmud, which is like the foundation of halakha, which is the way that one walks, which is Jewish law. See, there was one, that's why I love that lesson so much. Ah, shit. Well, in the apocryphal text, see when you're in my line of work, like, you gotta like, expand beyond just the books. Like, you gotta start like practicing what they preach to really get the full effect of it. And I'm not saying that people don't, but I think where the miscommunication lies is that people take it literally. The practice. The practice and even the execution. Rabbis. Oh, well, see, that's the nice thing about yeah, see, that's what it is. That's what it is. Imagine teachers being the head of the teachers union. That's where things get fucked up. politicians being the heads of the politician unions, like, once you give the crazies the keys to the fucking crazy house, all hell breaks loose. Literally. That's why the world looks like fucking hell right now. No wonder. Well, in one of the books outside of the Bible, there's a whole school of called Gnosticism. Like, have you ever considered that Jesus didn't have a religion? What the fuck was it that this guy was fucking doing? What the fuck was he following? Like, does anyone ever, like, wonder that? Like, why did this guy... They call him King of the Jews. Like, do you know what that means? Two different kinds of Jews. Yeah, there's two different kinds of Jews. There's... Well, what you have to understand about Judaism is that it's got a hierarchy. It's like... And forgive me if I'm like... sound like I'm belittling it, but I'm not. It's actually a compliment. Are you familiar with, like, hive insects? Like bees, ants, any kind of, like, insectile life forms that have a social hierarchy to them. Like that's what religions are based on. They're tribal. I mean, that's literally what it is. They are tribal. I mean, look at Judaism. It's literally a tribe that dates back to the fucking beginning of human existence. And people are like, "Oh, it's crazy." No, it's not. Like, what people don't understand. I feel like what people don't understand, because there's not a really good education system on the ways of Hashem, which are demonstrated in Torah. Like, so try to imagine that God has a non-interventionalist policy. It's like a rule. It's a rule that he set against himself, you know? It's part of his game. It's like, imagine that God's playing a game, sort of. Sort of, but not really. More of an experiment. But it's enjoyable. Like, he has a lot of fun doing it. That's the thing. So, one of the mitzvahs in Judaism, mitzvahs, like, so there's two types of mitzvahs. There's positive mitzvahs and there's negative mitzvahs. It's like a scoring system. It's a scoring system with God. So, like, think of it like a video game, right? The more good things you do, the more merits you get. The more bad things you do, the more demerits that you get. Are you explaining the karma system? Yeah, using video game logic. Thank you, Aeon Moon. God, I hope you're the one that you keep telling me about. That would be awesome. But so positive mitzvahs are active. They represent the masculine aspect of the soul, of God, Hashem, Allah. Those are the things that he wants you to do. Those are the things that he encourages you to do. Stay kosher. Don't remarry your ex-wife after she's been with another man. Don't feel bad about being estranged from your child. Don't blame that estrangement on the child because you're mad at the mother. Or mad at yourself, mad at your own inner child. See, what mine's telling me right now is to forgive myself for wanting to go my own way and not trusting my feelings more than I used to. Try holding that against yourself for a little bit, because it'll give you a different perspective. Now, I'm not asking you to expect to forever forego your connection. All I'm asking you to do is to trust me enough to know that when we play these games of hide and seek, I'm chasing after you so that you can find me. I'm just being really clandestine about it, because if you give the whole thing away too quick, if you blow Hashem has a dirty sense of humor. He likes a slow burn. He likes to drag it out a lot. This way, the finale is that much bigger. It's like building up energy so that you have this giant pop at the end. Yeah, but then what? Then you take advantage of it. Take advantage of it, like, in the sense of, like, all right, this is going really well. I like the feeling I'm feeling when I'm doing this feeling. So let's try to program more of this into your life, because when you have fun, I have fun. When you're not having fun, I'm not having fun. And then I got to figure out new ways to have fun. I like the pain as much as you do. But dwelling on how much I don't like it makes it stay forever. So I have to play reverse psychology with myself to enjoy it when I don't, because it yields much better emotional, spiritual, mental, and physical benefits in doing so, including but not limited to being more open to creative / abstract ways of thinking, which then train you to be like a tuning fork, but a manually controlled tuning fork. Sometimes, not all the time. Just enough to get your way here and there, but then that's the part where it's like it's about training it. Because if you let it run wild all the time, then it gets all fucked up. And then the next thing you know, you're smoking crack with a homeless guy. And 48 hours later, you find yourself at a Greyhound station in the middle of fucking Skid Row in LA. That's a lot stranger of a soul search than it sounds. Soul search, soul mission. It's so weird when, like, you hear God. You don't know it's God at the time, but you hear and feel God inside of you telling you to go to this strange place because you're going to find something that you need. And then you keep avoiding it, right? You keep like, all right. Come on. You keep avoiding it. For so long, and then just like out of fucking nowhere, you get like this weird ping inside of you that goes, just take a couple more steps that way. Just go to the end of that block. I know this is where you normally turn around, but you want to take one more step. Trust me. Just trust me. Don't worry about it. It'll make sense later. I promise. These are a lot of like words for like a split second, like there's the ping, keep walking forward. All right, fuck it. I don't know why I have to do this. All I know is I have to do it. But don't worry, it'll make sense later. And it always does. That's the fucked up part. That's like the really fucked up part. And what's crazy is the more that I read Torah, because I read it daily. I pray to Hashem every morning. I mean, technically, I see this as a prayer to Hashem. Well, my biggest fear is that it's a trick. That's what I'm really afraid of. That, getting toasted pin-cushioned, I totally don't want that to happen. Or have to watch myself be eaten. Or watch some sultry, sexy demon woman bathe in my blood and entrails for all eternity. While I have to feel it. I'm gonna be some kind of fucking fucked up warlord. Oh, fuck. We're gonna start wars. That shit scares me. Why? Because I've been seeing it my entire life. And I go, why the fuck? Why the fuck do I think like this? This is fucking crazy, man. But then I fucking... Then... That's the crazy part. Is the more I ask that question, the more that everything I need in order to answer it fucking comes to me. But that's the thing. Why the fuck am I finding answers? And why are the answers finding me? Like, that's the craziest part. It's always, and it's been this way since I was a fucking little kid. Because this isn't new. This has been going on since I was a child. God's been talking to me through masks that he wears. It's like it's fucked up. Even in video games. I'm not taking full credit for it, but it's not a fucking coincidence to me. To me, it's not a coincidence that Lilith was the fucking focal point of Diablo 4. She's been growing with me for as long as I've been growing with her. And I'm gonna fucking tell you this. If you ask me, if I would see a day when Lilith was featured in a video game, I would have shit my pants. She's been holding my hand. She has literally been holding my hand since summer of 2019. And the way that she even came into my life was just like, what the fuck? It was because of something I did on here. I was talking about these 2 tarot decks that I wanted. And I was doing an experiment. My inside voice was like, yo, just try this out, see if it works. And I said like, oh man, well, you know, if anyone wanted to get anything for my birthday, which is like a month away, like this would totally be what I would want. And technically, no one will buy me them if I don't say something about it. So like a day or two later, a buddy of mine, my boy, he hit me up and he's like, yo, you want one of those decks? And he got it for me for my birthday. But the deck was like, this isn't your fucking mommy's tarot deck. This is for sure. This isn't your tarot deck. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if it's a beginner one. We'll put it that way. Like, I don't know if I would... no, I guess I would recommend it because I was still a little beginner. I knew how to read Oracle deck cards. I couldn't read tarot cards. I couldn't read Earth. I couldn't read Pentacle cards. Like, those are like the fucking bane of my existence. They would always make me question myself. But the fucked up thing is, that's the point. That's the point of them. I don't know what the fuck. What the hell is this telling me? Like the four of Pentacles, like that's a pain in the ass. It used to be. I mean, it's coming to me now, what's coming on. Because I can relate to it now. It's a fucking dude sitting in a chair. He's standing on 2 pentacles. He's holding 2 pentacles. Yeah, he's holding one, and then I think there's one over his head. Or on his head or something like that. close to that. I always looked at it as some fucking dude holding on to shit. Which it is. But that's the thing about, but the fucked up thing about the pentacle cards that I see now is that you have to look at them both ways. What's the bad thing it's telling you, but then also what's the good thing it's telling you? Because the earth element is like, that's the special one, because it's made up of two. You have to see both sides of it. You got to look at it from a literal and a spiritual perspective, like a grounded perspective and a floaty perspective. That's a really good way of looking at it. Looking at it from like God's perspective. There you go. What does... Holy shit. Yeah, but I just read them the way they make sense. That's what Earth tells me. Well, I mean, that's what the spirit of Earth tells me. Oh, shit! Oh, I get it. Right. That's why Earth is the feminine one, the princess one. Oh, that makes so much sense now. Because that's where the other three, that's where the maiden, the mother, and the witch come in to play. Which I think is the missing, I think that might actually be the missing ingredient in Judaism. They don't teach that. It's the ways of the witch. But technically magic and witchcraft is frowned upon. I don't know. Is witchcraft frowned upon? I mean, it's in Torah. Lot's daughters are witches. That's totally what it is. That's why the matriarch gene's so important. Oh, I get it. Because it has to do... Oh, right. Well, Lot's daughters were witches. I don't know if anyone picks up on that. They use because they use magic. Alcohol. They got Lot drunk, and then they would have sex with him. What do you mean? Those are his daughters. I know, but they lived in a cave. He made them live in a cave. Like, he lost his fucking mind. He lost his marbles. That guy. Like, he went fucking Looney Tunes. Well, you gotta consider the shit that the fucking guy went through. His life was fucking crazy. This fucking poor kid. Oh my God. I'm just now really thinking about it. Like, his father died when he was younger. Abraham was his uncle, and Abraham and Sarah, they pretty much raised him. As far as I know, I mean, I don't know the age gap between Lot and Sarah, but Abraham's mission with God began with his father. Well, technically Sarah and his father. They had different moms. Which makes all the sense. Because that would be weird. If my father had a secret daughter that I didn't know about from a different woman, whoa, that would be fucked up. That'd be more fucked up if she was hot. But I love that idea. Because technically it's different. If your father has a daughter with another woman, see, what happens is, genetically, it's okay. because girls, they inherit a gene from their father that the brother doesn't get, that can't go into a boy. Just like I have a sister, but we have the same mom. So think of it like my sister got an X chromosome from my father. So she inherited the matriarchal side of our ancestry. I got my Y from my father. So I have the patrimonial ancestral lineage backing me up. Right? So my sister and I, we both have something that that the other one doesn't have. But we share an X chromosome that came from my mom. So we have that, there's that separation there, which is good. Now, if my father had a hot daughter with another woman, not only would she and I have the patrimonial lineage separated, but we'd also have the matrimonial, or well, the maternal lineage ancestry separation as well, which would actually make, God damn it, that would be the fucking coolest thing ever. I hope my father has a secret daughter that I don't know about. I think that would be my perfect woman. That would be so weird. Well, my father was the devil. In human form, at least. Well, he was the matriarch. So, he did have a special power that I think only Jews and Islam would be able to, like, actually appreciate. Which makes sense. Which makes sense for why he was the way that he was. Which makes sense for why I am the way that I am. And it makes sense why my relationship with my son is exactly the way that it is. It makes all the fucking sense. Thank you, Torah. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Jew DNA. Because you see, like, technically, and I don't know if people like fully like can appreciate the scope of this, but just because the rabbis declared themselves having majority rule, final say on what is and isn't the law. Torah, you can't add from it or subtract from it. But what you can do is interpret it. And I'm not saying that the rabbis interpreted it wrong. I believe that they interpreted it exactly the way that they were told to interpret it, which is exactly how they knew to interpret it because it was fucking intuitive to them. Because tribal consciousness comes with a hierarchy system. This is just the way. This is the natural way of things. Go back to what I was saying about hive insects. Like hive insects, they have that tribal. Try to imagine that ants have an ant religion. But their little ant god or big ant god, very big ant god. Ugh, God. Forgot. Hashem's not just fucking God for for humans. Thank you, witchcraft. Oh my God. I spell it with a Y. That changes the meaning of it. It can sound the same. It can mean like the same shit, but you can add value. You can more easily add value to a new variable than you can with one that's already been there. Now you don't have, the idea is not to like completely like obliterate the other one, but more to like, how do you say that? Integrate. Which is why I like feast through books. I have an Audible account where I couldn't even tell you the amount of hours I spent on that. But I would listen to the books on 2 times speed, so it would be like I consume them twice as fast. It's a trick I learned from a friend back in 2019, 2020, early 2020, or like the first quarter of it. She was teaching me how to watch YouTube videos. And she said, just crank up the playback speed to 2 times speed, and you'll digest the information that much faster. And then you can cram like 2 hours of content into 1 hour. All right, well that makes total sense. Because if you consider how music works, the difference from one octave to another is just 2 times playback. Like the first octave after the bass, and then octaves go in positive and negative also. You can't have negative octaves. That would be like the first negative octave would be doing a playback speed of 0.5, which will slow it down by 50%. Divided by 2. Same thing, same difference. So it would take the normal, the base playback speed, and then divide that number by 2. And that'll give you the first negative octave. But now it works the other way. So we take the bass octave, which is kind of like, it's like neutral. That's what 0 represents, is like the neutral point where 2 opposing polarities come together. but you can't represent it by anything because it's more of an intellectual concept, I guess, depending on how deep you want to fucking get with it. I mean, we can get metaphysics involved because that's how that's the foundation of metaphysics right there, is how to differentiate between two opposing forces, but to also be able to measure the variances between the absolutes. And the absolutes just happen to be their own polarities. And each polarity has a fucking polarity. And then then those polarities have polarities. And it's just this giant shit show of non-absolutes. That's like a fucking nightmare. Because as soon as you find the absolute, as long as you're willing to like balance out the scales in your mind, like Libra, that's why it's an air sign. It's about like balancing your fucking internal and external world, balancing your thoughts about it. That's where it starts. How do you find a good work-life balance?